month, you watched a special episode featuring the Best IT Implementation Awards by PC Quest. This month, we are back with our regular format. So before we go any further, let's take a look at the episode.
A few things to watch out for when buying a notebook. Build the NAS box on your own. Find out more about Hamachi, a VPN application. A hands-on experience of working on MS Word 2007.
Business notebooks are not about productivity alone. Now you can have style, portability, economy and power too. From glossy white screens and better reliability to Bluetooth and 64-bit processors, the notebooks for executives have it all. While this month's PC Quest compares 32 of these notebooks, we present some things to watch out for while shopping for a notebook.
In the August issue of PC Quest, we have for you a shootout of about 30 notebooks. The criteria we specified this time to the vendor was simply business notebooks for the enterprise. We thought we'd share with you some tips on what to look for and what to avoid when you go shopping for your next notebook. Let us take this notebook as an example. As you can see, it comes with a wide variety of connectivity options. An infrared port, and the fact that the ports are spread around all around the sides of the laptop. This laptop also includes an SD slot in addition to a PCMCS slot, and this would make it easy for you to transfer your files from things like a smartphone or a digital camera to your laptop and then send them off. Now, while buying laptops, you need to be careful about some of the aspects regarding the options that are available today. For instance, as you can see, this laptop places two of its USB ports very close to its Ethernet port. Now this may present a problem to you if the devices that you are going to connect on this USB port are larger and cannot fit when there is an Ethernet cable plugged into this slot. One aspect which is often overlooked when looking at the features offered by a laptop is the location of its optical drive. As you can see, this model places its optical drive along the front side. This would present a problem if you use the laptop on your lap and are sitting in a cramped space like in your car or in an aircraft. Who says business notebooks have to be dull and boring? This notebook, for instance, comes with a wide glossy screen and it has got a swiveling web camera built in. While these two features are great positives for this notebook, two small niggling features that could be better taken care of are the small spacebar and the position of the touchpad that is very close to the spacebar. This can make typing on this notebook a bit of a problem. It's not just productivity that you would look for in your next business notebook. You would look for style, you would look for portability, and you would also look for raw power. Now, these are all not completely out of the ambit of the business notebook either. This notebook, for instance, comes with a wide screen. It is very small and extremely portable, and it comes with the latest Radeon 64-bit processor. This is a tablet PC. As tablet PCs go, the features that it offers are pretty standard, but tablet PC models are meant to be used for extended periods of time, cradled in your arm like this. But as you can see, this particular model is pretty bulky and it weighs around 2 kilos. This would make working with this device extremely uncomfortable when you're using it for extended periods of time. The notebook that you are going to see next is a pre-release preview of the latest Z61 from Lenovo. This notebook comes with several advanced features like a titanium alloy roll cage, advanced drive protection system, TPM and fingerprint-based logon system. Let us now see some of these features. The ThinkPad notebooks have always been strong on software-based support for the user to do various things on the notebook. For example, you will get utilities built in to recover your system from crashes or configure the system or use various aspects like wireless, security, backup and so on. The Z61 is no less. In fact, Lenovo has recently rebranded their Access IBM set of suits as ThinkVantage, and they have also enhanced its capabilities to include things like fingerprint recognition and the active protection system, for instance. ThinkPad users have always been used to the blue IBM Access button on their notebooks. This has now been renamed as ThinkVantage, and the scope and the nature of these utilities that are available through this button have been enhanced greatly. It now includes a client security solution, the advanced drive protection system, software that work with your fingerprint reader and your TPM chipset, and a better utility to help you connect to your wireless networks as well. Let us now see some of these in action. This is the user interface to the ThinkVantage Active Protection System. This system will protect your hard drive against things like shocks, jerky movements and sudden movement. Once the API system has been enabled, you can come to the real-time status tab to see the real-time status of the hard disk and the nature of the shocks that the notebook is suffering. As you can see, at the moment this laptop is on the table and at rest, therefore the hard drive is running and no shocks are detected. But the moment I pick up the laptop, you can see that it says shocks have been detected and the hard drive stops running. This protects your hard drive from physical damage. The API system learns as you're using it, and it will learn to auto-ignore repetitive shocks. What this means is if you pick up this laptop and start walking with it, for the first 2 or 3 steps it will mind the shocks and it will stop the hard drive. And then when you continue walking, it will automatically ignore your steps and the hard drive will start running again. This is the power manager of the ThinkVantage suite. As you can see, this power manager will show the effects of the various settings that you make according to the performance of the system temperature, the fan sound level, the battery life and so on. If you want to see what exactly is happening behind the scenes, you can click on the system settings to find out how it is being set up. You can also create a new power scheme of your liking using the same parameters. You can protect access to your computer, your data and your personal settings using the client security solution available as part of the ThinkVantage suite. Using this, you can set up your password, you can manage your logon passwords, you can encrypt your data using a secure key, and you can set up the fingerprint software to log you on using your fingerprints instead of a password. This is the ThinkVantage Away Manager, and this will run various tasks on a system while you are away from the system or when the system is in idle mode. For instance, by default, this has been set up to run the full antivirus scan, to defragment your hard disk and so on, and you can add more tasks and you can schedule them for different frequencies at different times of the day. You can also set up the system to be locked while these tasks are being executed, and you can ask these tasks to be run now. The Away Manager also configures for you something called a whisper mode, and you can set up these tasks to be run in whisper mode or disable whisper mode while these tasks are running. It is now a little easier to connect to your wireless networks using the ThinkVantage Access Connections utility. All you have to do is click on this Find button, and the system will automatically find the wireless networks that are near you, and it will place them on this band according to the signal strength. Then once you have located the network to which you want to connect, all you need to do is click on it and click on this connect button, and the system will be connected to it. Unfortunately, there are no wireless networks in the area, and so the screen is blank at the moment. This particular notebook, that is the Lenovo Z61T, has not been released as we go to press with this. And for that reason, it has not been included in this edition of the notebook shootout. And where do the rest of these notebooks stand against each other in the shootout? Look inside this issue of PC Quest to find out.
Thanks Sujoy for telling us a few things to look out for while buying a notebook. Now, we catch up with Sanjay, who will tell us how to build our own NAS box in a shoestring budget.
Network attached storage or NAS boxes have become a necessity for just about every organization today. Even the most entry-level NAS boxes can cost you several lakhs. If you are on a tight budget or would like to get a feel of a NAS box before choosing a commercial product, then you can build your own using an open source software called FreeNAS.
If you go to the market and you want to buy a NAS box, it will cost you around 2 to 3 lakh rupees. In our labs, we have built a NAS box which is costing around 80,000 rupees. Let's see how we did it.
We used it to build a 1.3 TB NAS box based on an ordinary PC and SATA drives. We used an ordinary machine based on an AMD Athlon 64X2 with 512 MB RAM and 4 SATA drives. Out of these, 4 were of 500 GB capacity and 1 of 80 GB. You also need to ensure that the machine also has a LAN card. FreeNAS supports all commonly used protocols on the network, such as CIFS Samba, FTP, NFS, rsync and AFP protocols. It also supports software RAID levels 0, 1 and 5 and requires less than 16 MB disk space.
Once you have built your own NAS box, you can manage it from anywhere, from any location. Let's see how to do it.
The front page of NAS is like this. It shows all the details about the processor being used, about memory, etc. To create a disk management part, go to Disks, Management and it will show all the disks. If you want to add new disks, click here. It shows all the disks in the NAS box. If you want to add new disks, add it. Once you have added the disk, you need to format the disk. Go to the Format tab. Select the disk that you have already selected. Select the file system UFS and format the disk. The disk has been formatted. Now these drives need to be mounted so that they can be used as a single storage unit. For this, go to Mount. Add the drive that has been formatted, share it and save. Apply changes. Now in order to configure the NAS box, type the IP address of the NAS box in the URL. You see the drive mounted on the NAS box and it is ready to be used. Likewise, you can configure and manage the entire operation of your NAS box.
Well, that was a simple and inexpensive way to build your own NAS box. Up next in the episode is a sponsored piece by Linksys.
To build a Wi-Fi network, the first thing you will need is the Wi-Fi access point or the Wi-Fi router. This router can vary according to their speed. This can be either 802.11b, G or N compliant. This one is a 802.11n router and is the fastest in the market and can support a speed of up to 670 Mbps. The next thing you will require is either a laptop which has an inbuilt Wi-Fi card or a PCI or PCMCIA Wi-Fi network card. Get the cable from where you get the internet connection. Now connect this cable to the internet port of the Wi-Fi router. Now take a normal network patch cable and connect one end of it to the laptop. Now connect the other end of the cable to any of the yellow port of the Wi-Fi router. Now on the front panel of the router, at least 3 LEDs should be on. And they are power, internet and one among the 1 to 4 ports. Now start up any browser in your laptop and open http 192.168.1.1. It will then ask for a username and password. Here leave the username field empty and enter admin in the password field. This will open up the configuration interface. The first screen shows all the network details about the device. Here you can change the default IP address of the device from 192.168.1.1 to anything which suits your network needs. After you are done with the settings, click on the Wireless tab. Here, change the ESS ID of the router to your desired name. For example, here we will call our Wi-Fi network My Wi-Fi. For security reasons, you can even disable your ESS ID broadcast from this page. Now, click on the Save button and this confirmation page will come. Click on the Continue button to make the settings effective. Now, if you want to activate a firewall in your Wi-Fi network, go to the security settings and enable the SP firewall option. After you are done with the configuration, right-click on the Wi-Fi network icon which comes in your network tray and click on the View the Wireless Network option. In the Wireless Network selection window, click on the Refresh the Wireless Network option and you will see the newly created My Wi-Fi network. Select it and click on the connect button and you are done.
Back to our stories. Now we take a look at Hamachi, a zero configuration VPN application. It is a software that allows you to arrange multiple computers in their own secure network. It can give LAN over internet. Over to India.
When you're outside from your office, it's always a pain to connect to the corporate network and get and check that important mail or file which your CEO has just sent to you. So, in this case, the role of a VPN comes into place. But this kind of VPN solutions are very difficult to configure and are pretty costly. So now we will show you a software which needs zero configuration to configure the VPN, and at the same time it's also free. What all you have to do is to download it and install it in your machine. And because of the very reason that it is very easy to configure and it is also free, you can even install and run it on your home PCs, and you can access those PCs from anywhere in the world. So now let's see how it works.
Using Hamachi is easy. When Hamachi is installed, it automatically creates a network connection, and when run for the first time, it asks for a unique username and connects to the Hamachi mediation servers to acquire a unique Hamachi address. To create your own VPN, click on Hamachi's networking menu and click on Create New Network. A window will pop up here. Provide the name for the network and password for the network and click on OK. Your network is created. Similarly, if you want to join an already created network, click on Join an existing network under the networking menu and provide the username and password for the network you are joining. Once you are in the network, in the main window you can see all nodes, online as well as offline in the network with their unique Hamachi network address. To use Hamachi in real-world situation, you can browse remote node with Windows file sharing. Right-click on the node and click on Browse. Similarly, if you want to have a meeting with a remote node, right-click on that node and click on Chat. If you want to remotely access any node, open Windows Remote Desktop Connection. In the computer name field, provide the Hamachi network address and connect.
Now you can access any machine from this console from anywhere in the world at any point of time.
That was Anindya explaining about Hamachi. Office 2007 Beta 2 is out and has already been reviewed in the July issue of PC Quest. Now we take a look at the experience of working with the fundamental components of MS Office, that is MS Word 2007.
The 2007 edition of the Microsoft Office system is here in Beta 2. This system will be available when it is released in various editions like the Home, Student, Professional, Professional Plus, Enterprise, Ultimate, Standard and Business. Just like with Windows Vista, the Ultimate Edition is slated to contain all the features of the entire Microsoft Office 2007 system. The difference between these various editions is in the components of the Office system that they contain. For instance, the Small Business Edition will contain only Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, the Business Contact Manager and the Publisher components. The Standard will contain the Word, Excel, PowerPoint and Outlook components. Whereas the Professional and Professional Plus will contain nearly the same things in the sense that they will each contain Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook and MS Access along with Publisher as well as InfoPath. The Office system has come a long way from where it was a couple of years ago when it was predominantly a desktop application suite. Today there are a lot of server components also which are a part of the suite. Some of the interesting ones which debut in the 2007 system are the Live server, which helps a corporate set up their own IM and video conferencing server in-house. Then you have the Forms server. Form server is interesting from the point that if you remember our November 2004 review of InfoPath, we said that there was no way to view the InfoPath forms unless you had InfoPath in every single system. The form server takes care of this by letting you host InfoPath forms on the web and then serving that from a centralized server. The users can now access and make use of the InfoPath forms using nothing more than just a web browser. The other interesting server product which debuted in 2007 is the Project Portfolio Server. This is in addition to the project server which already exists. The Portfolio Server will help you track the project portfolios that you currently manage. Then there is of course the Groove, which is an acquisition from Groove Networks. This helps you set up collaborative systems where you can share files and workspaces and have discussions and forums and the like.
This is a Word 2007 user interface. As you can see, the old menu has disappeared and it has got a ribbon face for the interface. Here you have different tabs for each item, and here it is home instead of file. Some of the items can be moved around. Go into home to access shortcuts like new, open, save and so on. There are some new options. For example, in Finish, you have this Inspect Document item which allows you to inspect your file for things like comment, document properties, headers and footers. This is to remove all the confidential or sensitive information from your document before you send them out. The Word interface itself has got many useful features. For example, if you type a piece of text and then select a particular piece of that text, you can notice this dialog box appearing on the screen. It allows you to do several items of quick formatting. There are some very useful features like font, font size, font color, preview the change, etc. Also, you can select a particular style for the text and then preview the style of the text before committing it. This also allows you to create table and format it according to your desire.
So as you just saw, the new office system has got a lot to offer you which can improve your productivity and the way that you do your work in the various components of Office. This edition that we have just seen is still the first public beta of the Office 2007 system, but it has all the makings of being a worthwhile upgrade to your existing investment.
That was MS Word 2007 for you, and with it we conclude this episode. If you have any queries, do write into us at http://forums.pcquest.com. Next month we will be back with another interesting episode of PC Quest Live. Till then, happy computing.